and here we are in the stomping grounds of downtown Walnut Creek. And right behind us used to be a place called Betty's Bar.
Betty's Rock Club.
Betty's Rock Club. Let's start from there. Here we are with Anthony Nielsen, Bay Area native, right?
Yep. Born in Peninsula Hospital, 1983.
Right on. And he's got a lot of history to talk about in the Bay Area music scene, with a band called A Place to Call Home, another band called Angels of Vice, and we're going to go from the past to the present on Anthony's musical journey. So when I first met you, and we'll go back to the shows you did at Betty's Rock Bar and stuff, but where'd your musical journey begin? I mean, obviously before A Place to Call Home, right?
Yeah, so that started in, I would say, that was probably around 15 when my buddy got his first drum kit. And I was 14 when I had my first Fender Squier and combo amp. Eventually, the garage at the age of 15 grew into something bigger with local high school friends, drummer, my longtime bass player Nate he was originally a guitar player, but because I was already playing guitar, I was like, sorry, you're gonna have to play bass. And that's how he picked up bass and became the amazing bass player that he is, was because I told him he had to pick a different instrument. And then he ended up being amazing at it, way better than me at my craft. But our first show was officially at Pine Street Bar and Grill in Livermore, and that would be one of our main venues for a while. Besides this one behind us, Betty's Rock Club, which is now a chicken pot pie shop.
And I can't forget Scotty on drums.
Yeah,
and you guys' most awesome fur coats that you would be rocking all
fur
around.
Coat. Actually, the story behind that faux chinchilla fur coat was I got it at a church yard sale or garage sale, and then I was trying some different looks at the time, mostly with some version of like shirtless with a vest with chains and jewelry and stuff. But I think one time, I think it might have been here. Actually, I wore like the fur coat, and Scotty was like, "Hey, that's a cool idea. We should all wear fur coats." And then we just started doing that. And then
I thought it was awesome.
And then I made a kind of like a band rule that the first person to take their coat off had to buy drinks for the rest of the band. So that thing got so hot under those lights. But that was also my excuse to put on a little strip show with the fur coat and everything, and be half naked up there.
Right on. So this was your first actual band, A Place to Call Home?
Yeah, A Place to Call Home. We played several shows here. I don't think we played here with Angels of Vice. I think it was mainly A Place to Call Home in the early 2010s, I would say.
What got you into, let's just say, music in general and heavy music? I mean, what were your influences leading up to that very band we're talking about?
So, I mean, I was raised in a very conservative evangelical household, so my access to the devil's music was was fairly restricted. But I'm trying to get my hands on whatever I can, whatever my mom allows me to buy at the time at the age of 12. I think Goo Goo Dolls, A Boy Named Goo was one of my first CDs. Before that, my first cassette tape was The Best of Aerosmith, the Red Album.
Yeah.
So Aerosmith was a huge one for me in terms of classic rock, in terms of balls to the wall, kind of hard rock and roll. I mean, because those were the eras that I was into, not the post-sobriety era of Steven Tyler. So yeah, I was really into Aerosmith, and that led me to, and then of course I got on board with the whole grunge scene. I really got into
You're
grunge.
definitely a 90s guy.
I definitely
I'm an 80s guy. So the whole grunge thing, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, right? You liked all that stuff, Soundgarden,
no, that was,
Smashing Pumpkins, all this stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't as big into Smashing Pumpkins, but then I did kind of like get an appreciation for Billy Corgan's style of guitar playing and the fact that he can sing on top of playing that way. Holy shit!
Right.
But yeah, so once I was a teenager in high school, learning my craft, listening to music, listening to everything from Jimi Hendrix, I actually learned the second year I played. I've been playing guitar for 2 years when I decided to learn the entire Are You Experienced album on guitar.
And it's something to have a guitar player step up there and sing as well. So I mean, you definitely double duty up there. That's a lot of, to me, a lot of pressure.
I wasn't originally going to be a singer. I didn't have the confidence to sing. It was kind of like the whole Kirk, what's his name, James Hetfield situation, where, like their story, where he wasn't originally meant to be the lead singer. He was going to get John Bush, but then he decided to step up. That was kind of me. Like I was really confident in my guitar playing, but I was like, I don't know if I can sing. And then pretty soon it was like, well, I'm already writing the songs, I'm writing the lyrics, I'm writing the music, I might as well just suck it up and learn how to sing, So that's what I did. And then I eventually found out that, if I really wanted to get good at singing, I'm going to have to get some lessons. So I got lessons from Jade Blade over at Oakland Music Complex for around 6 years to really focus on my voice, because I really just kind of, after A Place to Call Home ended, I decided that there are plenty of good guitar players out there that are way better than me and have developed their own craft, their own style, but I wanted to focus on being a really good singer, having my own voice, having my own, that fingerprint where somebody listens to my work and they're like, oh yeah, that's a song by Anthony Nielsen, or like whether it's Trent Reznor or Maynard or something, where it's like each one of them, like I'm not trying to be like them, but I'm trying to find my voice and hone my craft in the midst of that. And so yeah, I've mostly been focusing on vocals, but I'm still trying to get back in guitar playing, but most of my guitar playing double duty work was in A Place to Call Home after we got rid of what's his name, what's it called, Carl as a second guitar player.
Sorry. Hey, we're back, and so this is leading up to, so this guy Jade Blade, what's his background?
Jade Blade, she...
Oh, Jade Blade. Okay.
Jayde Blade. That was her stage name. Jade Cronin was her actual name. She was a professional vocal coach that I worked with. Okay. There's that, and then... Yeah, so Jade Blade was, she was my vocal coach for about 6 years.
What's her background? What made you go to her for this advice?
I had seen her. I'd seen her
mentoring.
I'd seen her flyers up at Oakland Music Complex when it was Soundwave Studios, and I just knew that I needed to get better at singing because my bandmates were like, "Hey, man, your voice could use some work." And after I got over the ego hit, I saw her flyers and I went to see her and. She was actually friends with Craig and some other people that I knew in the scene. So it was easy. It was basically a friendship. We developed a quick and deep friendship as a result of her just being really cool, being involved in the local scene, and being somebody that taught me how to find my voice and how to project it across a room. She's the reason why I could sing a full hour set and make sure that I can hit the back of the Great American Music Hall with my voice.
Nice.
She was a contemporary of Melissa Cross, who's famous for the Zen of Screaming. I guess they went to music school together or professional vocalist school together in New York. But yeah, she's kind of been a local musician. She did solo kind of folk song work. But then unfortunately it was the year that I left for Reno that she unfortunately passed away from ovarian cancer.
This one that I